So just the other day, I uploaded a video on Richie from Boston TV, Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute. And I got an email today that was very, very interesting. But this is what I uploaded just the other day. I found this in southern Indiana. So I'm uploading a video right now to Jailbreak that's probably going to get the channel taken down. And I noticed unusual spider webs on my truck. And I'm thinking to myself, that's weird because I'm standing right here. I've got wires running right here, and yet I can see spider webs. And then I saw a couple float by, and I'm thinking to myself, that's really strange because it's a beautiful blue sky. And then this just landed on my arm. Out of nowhere. No bug, no spider, but if I remember, last time I saw spider webs raining out of the sky, it was a perfectly blue day as well. And then I remembered a year ago, I put this video up. Now this is 𝗕𝗰𝗁𝗍𝗍. 𝗕𝗰𝗁 means these tie together, in case you weren't familiar with the word or whatever, just saying. But I put this up a year ago, right after the Ring of Fire eclipse, which I find really strange. So there's the sun. So what happened is I found this stuff all over the place right next to the Mississippi River, which isn't all that far from where I saw these the other day. But I've seen spider webs falling from the sky in Wyoming, California. So this happens absolutely every place, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's pretty flagrant and it's a very powerful material. At any rate, a YouTuber, or I'm sorry, somebody on BitChute, because YouTube doesn't like us, just sent me this video of somebody actually putting this stuff under a microscope and analyzing it. Over the years, I've sent this stuff to numerous labs in sealed pouches, in sealed mason jars, and it either comes back completely inconclusive or I just don't hear from them and they refund my money. So here's somebody actually doing an analysis. So here it is. This BitChute channel is called 𝗕𝗰𝗁𝗍𝗍, FYI. So here we go.
Okay, there's more. I'm gonna go catch it. See it? See it floating here? Yep, I'll go catch it. Okay, I wanna catch a first sample before it lands. Hurry, hurry, get it, get it. Hurry, hurry, get it, get it. Hurry, hurry. Get it, here it is. Got it. Yeah, see that? Damn.
And what she just caught was identical to what fell on my arm. So I'm going to take that as a sign from God. It is what it is.
Damn. Here we go, folks. I'm going to have 𝗕𝗰𝗁𝗍𝗍 look at it this time. I had Dr. Anna look at it last time. Eric with 𝗕𝗰𝗁𝗍𝗍. I'm going to get him to take a look.
All right, hey guys. So as you saw, she sent this out on the 24th. I received it on the 30th. I'm going to do a whole host of tests to it. This is just my first pass, if you will. So I wasn't going to do a video on it this quick, but the activity I found, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put that part out there now because it's pretty substantial, because people were just thinking this stuff is spider silk, spider webs, nonsense. Again, I've done a video before where I captured a so-called spider web, and last I checked, spider webs don't grow on their own. They need a spider to produce it. I actually had a spider web grow outside my slides on my microscope. Shouldn't do that. But anyway, let's get right into it. So here we go.
Now, I just want to interject real quick, but years ago, way back in 2010, 14 years ago, when this story was new, I ran it because I thought it mattered. Scientists somehow breed goats that produce spider silk. And their entire story was it's the most strong, due to its strength and elasticity, spider silk fiber could have several medical uses, for making artificial ligaments and tendons, for eye sutures and jaw repair. But here's the deal. Spider silk is incredibly, incredibly strong. When wound properly, it can outperform Kevlar in a bulletproof vest. You see what I'm saying? I just thought I'd interject that real quick. The spider and the goat. Yeah, not a lot of symbolism there, is there? At any rate, they'll call this misinformation, they'll call this disinformation, but here's the story. It's real. It's very, very, very real. You see what I'm saying? So just know that.
So I'm going to stop it right here. So I've been finding these tubes, these crystal-like tubes for a while. Obviously, almost everybody has. And everybody has a different name for them. But I was like, this looks like a fluid, obviously. There's some type of fluid in there or some type of solid material inside this crystal-like tube. So I was always waiting to eventually see activity, movement of if it was a fluid. I speculated it was a fluid, but I never saw it move, okay?
Now, just jumping off what he just said, years ago, I hypothesized that whatever they were spraying in the sky was like a two-part epoxy, because one plane will spray something that looks a lot like toothpaste, very thick, very heavy, horizon to horizon, and then another plane will come by with a very long, pencil-thin chemtrail behind it, and it'll cross paths, and then those two somehow turn into an enormous blanket that entirely and completely blocks out the sun, like this.
That almost looks like those earthworm patterns. Again, solid in color, translucent. Don't you remember when you were a little kid, you take a straw, put a milkshake in it or whatever you're drinking, and you just pull your finger on and up like that, and it perforates and stuff like that? That's what it almost looks like to me. There's a bigger one. This is all under the 10x objective, by the way. Dry. Lots of clear crystals, clear tubes. Get this right here, right? That should be your web. But all these clear tubes in there. Tons of clear tubes. Now right here, look at that.
Okay, pay attention, because this is a spider web under the microscope, and you can see it moving. You can see it moving, and right here. See that? What the actual F is that?
And this is underneath the slide, so there's no wind under there. All right, so this is where it gets crazy. Look at this activity right here in this crystal tube. There's going to be some up here too. I didn't see it when I was recording it. But yeah, you got this down here. Look at that. Right there. And look at this. As you see right here, some of it is absorbing as it goes, like it literally disappears or is absorbed. As you saw, this one was going in an opposite direction, and it met up with that other material. So it went this way Spiderweb.
So this is what they're spraying out of the sky. Are you seeing this? Now bear in mind, when he says it's under a slide, he has this under a high-powered microscope, and it has a layer of glass under the sample and a layer of glass over the sample. So it's better than a picture frame. This isn't the wind or contamination. This isn't the first time we've heard or seen this. You see what I'm saying?
Insane. This is dry, y'all. You see these things are just slowly disappearing. There's a little bit of movement right there, not much. But as you can see, this fluid is just disappearing in certain places, like just vanishing. Insane, isn't it? This is all I got for now.
So again, this is part 2 to his investigation. This was just the other day. Again, the channel's called 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗲𝗍. I'll leave a link below. But he's a synthetic biology researcher. And there's his info right there. So give this guy a follow at bare minimum, because nobody can avoid this. Just because you can see them and catch them sometimes, that's the only times you can see them. Who knows what's going on when you don't notice it, especially at night. Go outside at night and point the flashlight straight up. And even on a calm day or a calm night, the amount of things that move in front of your flashlight are disconcerting. It looks like a sandstorm, and yet there's no weather. But I digress.
Yes, so I do have some developments. And what I'm seeing right now are spores or spore-like structures. I've seen this before, ironically, in the pollen that Kat sent me from California. Also, the other development that I'm seeing is the recruitment of a fluid. This fluid is coming from somewhere. And I do have this outside in my shed, in like a work shed, if you will. And I do have a dehumidifier out here. And this dehumidifier is top notch. Matter of fact, it feels like it cracks your skin when you come in here because it's so dry. So this fluid is coming from somewhere. I can't really tell if it's leaching from the material or if it's coming from the outside in. And so with the structure itself, basically you've seen some rearrangement where it's kind of changed its configuration a little bit. And so now we have this fluid that's coming in or leaching out, whichever way it's going. It's created a pretty significant border around the structure itself, around the web, if you will. It's actually thinned down a lot, which is weird. So that's one bubble. They hasn't done a whole lot of changing, just a little bit. This one's kind of remained the same. I haven't seen any more shuttling of fluid around in here. But I have noticed this border is pretty significant. This fluid that's coming from somewhere. We'll just trace it out. Sorry if you get seasick. There's all kinds of... So we're on the border.
Okay, so there it is, exactly as expected. Imagine this under a super microscope where you could actually see the molecules that make it all up. But this stuff is absolutely its own entity, It's being sprayed on all of us. There's no getting away from it whatsoever at all. If you want to see more of this, he does do much more on this channel. This is a really good channel. I'm glad whoever sent it to me sent it to me. And there's that. At any rate, links will be underneath. Here we go.